guess I will close. Got it. Okay. Hi, good morning, everybody. So good to see everybody. I am just so pumped that you're all here. We have some exciting news and we have seen some gaps in where we're at and just where we have been. So when you see a gap, you fill it and you fill that need. So that's so exciting. I feel like, over the past 8 years of building to Diamond and all of the things that we have done, everything's changed. So we are going to change and flow with that. And there are going to be exciting new systems. So I just want to jump right in here. If you don't know me, I'm Lisa Blackstock. And I have been building for 8 years, like I said. And when I first started, I did weekly classes and it created a lot of duplication. So systems is where it's at. This more simple, the better. And I feel like we kind of got a little stir crazy here when we went to online and we're like, oh my gosh, what do we do? We were having so many in-person classes and now what? So this is where we're going to fill that need and make you guys feel like everything is so much easier. So I just want to talk about systems quickly because what systems do is they build confidence in your organization. So when someone sees you doing something consistently, and I know that word we use a lot is consistency, but I also want to use the word repetitive. So when you do something repetitively, your team sees that and they're like, oh my gosh, I could totally do that. I've seen her do this like 20 different times. And now it doesn't seem that hard. So the more you do something repetitively, the more everybody around you is going to have confidence in you and confidence in the system. So if you're getting bored of what you're doing, then you're on the right track. Repetition is literally everything. Your members are going to feel more supported because they know they can count on you and they know that every Thursday you have a weekly class or every Thursday you're in your stories doing a class, wherever that is, that it's consistent. And your seeds, the people that you're planting your seeds and the relationships that you're building, you're gaining their trust because you're showing up consistently and they just see that repetition and that's what they need. They need to see that. So that is the system, right? You need to have that for all three of those areas for your seeds, your brand new members, and then your builders. So that just builds it. So when we were having weekly classes in the very beginning, I had no idea that I was doing something right, that was building that trust with everybody. And they just saw me just with one little starter kit of oils and they're like, heck, I can do that. So we had massive duplication. And when we step away from the consistency and we step away from that confidence that we have in the system, then everyone around us goes, oh my gosh, what are we doing? And it all just kind of falls away. So we had so much success when we were consistent and repetitive with what we were doing. So I just want to talk about when you're sharing with people, people that are not on your team yet, you need to ask yourself the question, what do I send them, right? Where do I go? What information do I give them? I mean, it's going to be slightly different for every single person because everyone has different needs. So if someone wants hormone support, you might give them different information. But the base of that, you need a system. So weekly classes, it's where it's at, and getting in your stories consistently and posting and following up with your people. So we have created some images. Glow is going to share you some. I'm going to quickly share some that I also made. So you can choose which one fits the need. And you can use this to send to somebody who's like, I'm curious, tell me more. I don't know much about Young Living. And you can send these images off to them. You can actually do a whole class just from these images. And it's just super quick and simple. And I don't know about you, but I feel like people don't have the attention span of an hour-long class anymore, especially when it's online. They need it to be quick. It needs to be 10 minutes, 20 minutes at max. We kind of need just to get to the point and share your passion and share your story. That is number one. You can tell them all the facts about multigrains or Ningxia Red, but what they want to hear is how it's impacted your life. So those stories are super important. Don't forget to have that in there consistently in your stories of why you're passionate. And then when we go to enrolled members, when somebody enrolls, how do I guide them? What information do I give them? Where do I send them, right? There's so many different places we can get all this information from, and we need to simplify it so that our builders and people that want to do the the business know where to go. So of course there's Facebook groups, use the search bar, but we just want to, like, when you have a brand new member, where do you go? So what I did is I have got invested in Project Broadcast. It is a texting system. So what that does is every month I can pull a report of all of the brand new members, and I can add them into this texting campaign. And for 7 days, they will get a text. And so let's say that you had a brand new member that just started with 50 PV. And so on the first of the month, they're going to start to get a text. They can opt out anytime. I want you guys to know that if you let them know that they're going to get a Project Broadcast, like a little, basically a 7-day presentation of what Young Living is all about. If you didn't close in all those gaps of something, maybe you left something out because you didn't want to overwhelm them, they're going to get it from a second person. And so I think it's really valuable to not just have you speaking at them, but there's other people that are offering them information. So that also builds more trust that they have that support. And as well, maybe they just didn't order, maybe they enrolled and they didn't place an order. So this also does a nice follow-up for those people that kind of fell off or are falling in between the cracks, and you don't know how to like connect with them again because you don't want to be pressury or whatever. So this will get sent out to them. Again, they can type in stop and it'll just end it. If they're totally not interested, there's no pressure. So I'm just going to screen share and quickly show you guys what this Project Broadcast looks like. And here we go. And this is, of course, it'll look different on your phone because it's your phone and it's text. Okay, so I'm just going to open this up. And so over here is day one. And so I'll just scroll down a little bit. So it's got an image at the top, and then it just says, hello, new friend, welcome to the best journey ever. I'm so glad you're here and ready to learn and experience even more about this incredible lifestyle. So just a little bit about the oils, like, are you achy? Where should you use them? Doesn't really matter. Put them on the bottoms of your feet. It's going to be in every cell of your body within 20 minutes. And then I did a quick 5-minute video of just like introducing the starter bundle and that they have our support, yada, yada. So if you want to watch that, that's actually in Diamonds Rising. I posted that video that you could watch, and just so you know what your people are getting. And day 2 is Thieves. So just talking a little bit about the power of the Thieves bundle and what that can do for them. So maybe they started that way, and then there's a 1-hour video of Jillian Hay going through like the toxin-free home. So just more details on that whole process of removing the toxins. And then Ningxia Red, some basics of Ningxia Red, and then a testimony Zoom on Ningxia. So that's day 3. And then what's next here? Supplements. Again, the power of supplements and how they absorb because they have the essential oils in them. And then I have a link to a Facebook group. That's something I want to work on because I know that Facebook isn't always the way and not everybody's on Facebook. But this Facebook group that we have, our challenge going on right now, does have a lot of information on all of the essential oils, or on all the supplements. And then day 5, we are just a little bit about ditching and switching and essential rewards. So maybe they didn't enroll on essential rewards and they want to know a little bit more about that. And then a YouTube video on like navigating the virtual office and how to order from the US and stuff like that. So that's there. So this just like fills in all those gaps. And then the community, where to find the support. And if they have any issues, they can email CX Canada. And then I just stuck in a little montage of our oily family, and it's got like the song and all these, you know, when we used to get together all the time, all of the, it makes me emotional whenever I watch it. So I thought that would be a nice little touch. And then the opportunity here. So just to let them know that they could earn some money, and that is optional. And it's, you know, whether you want the products, you want to share occasionally, or you want to build a business, we are so grateful to walk this oily journey with you. So that just leaves it at that. And so everybody is going to get all of that information. I'm going to stop sharing in the first 7 days of the following month after they enroll. So that's what's in place for our enrolled members. And then for our new builders, that is another place where we need to have a little more a system. And so I just was pulling up the Rise booklet recently, and I think that this is an underutilized tool that we need to start using again, because it's easy for them to print off out of their virtual office, and they can go through and set their goals and really see what Young Living is all about in the whole business side of things. So, and then you can meet up for a Zoom call and chat with them about where they want to be in 30 days, in 90 days from now, and you can work alongside them with their goals. So that's putting it's all in on their table, and it's not you saying, let's get you to star. So you get to see what their goals are. And then I am going to be making a project broadcast for new builders as well. So that is something I'm going to be working on, so that when they decide they want to do the opportunity, they can get like some daily text for a certain amount of time. And then they will just have that extra boost of support. So yeah, so that's all I really wanted to chat with you guys about. So the project broadcast it's already started for members that joined in December. So I have had a lot of great feedback. A few people that opted out. I don't take anything personally. And yeah, so if you guys have any more feedback with that project broadcast, I'd love to hear it. And I'm going to pass it over to Ange now. And I'm really excited to see what she has to say.
Hey guys, Lisa, that is amazing. I actually, I wasn't aware you were doing that. I think maybe you told me on New Year's, and maybe I forgot because there was a lot of tequila. I'm not sure. But can I ask you to add me to 1 month of it so that I can receive it and just see what it's like for my new members who are getting it? Is that cool? Okay. So Gloria is running the call-ish in the background today. I don't know if you guys saw on her Instagram, but I brought her in for a little treatment yesterday, and she is she's a little sore in her face today. So but it's gonna look really good when it's all healed up. So Glo, if you want to just like jump on here quickly and just, she's like, I'm here. Just quickly give a rundown with me about why you created this. How, like, tell them how it just kind of dropped in for you and it was aligned. You don't have to show your face on camera, and then you got to put the slideshow up for me, please.
I can absolutely do that. Can everybody hear me okay? Okay, my face is a little bit like a tomato today, so I'm just going to be here in spirit, working from the background and supporting you all in this. So for me, maybe some of you don't know my story. I got started 5 years ago on this journey. We saw massive success, massive duplication, and that's because we had a super easy, simple system. And so anyone that started, it was very like clear cut, like this is what you do. These are the steps. And so people could easily turn around and tell their new builders, these are the steps. And then, like Lisa said, the world shut down and everything changed. And so we all just kind of like, okay, let's just share on everything because now we're on Instagram and now we're doing this. And what we saw was less new members coming in. We saw lower ER rates. And so there was definitely this gap that needed to be filled. And so I was signing people up and enrolling people, and they were asking like, what do I do to build? And I was like, there needs to be something that is just so simple. And so what this creation is that we are about to share with you, they are very easy. You can put them in your highlights. You can share them in your stories. You can add your own links. I also made this to look really simple. Please know you can take this information, copy and paste it into your own Canva with your own team names. I do not need my name on anything. I do not need my Instagram on anything that you guys are sharing. I want this to be about you sharing with your people so that they can turn around and just share this so easily with anyone new coming in. So I made a lifestyle Canva and I made a business Canva. And so what you can do with that is you can just send them the Canva and say, hey, take a look at this when they ask you. And then say, if you have any questions after, just shoot me the questions. This way we're not fire hosing. This way they can turn around and share this Canva with a brand new person when they're brand new and it's not overwhelming. You can also record a video of yourself talking about this information and send them a video of you talking about it, if that is the way that they like to communicate, because not everyone learns the same way. I'm also going to do it on my podcast. So if you want to just send that, or if you want to put it on your own podcast, if that's what you got going on, Beautiful, because people learn in all different ways. And so the new system will be that we are just teaching and training on just the lifestyle. So it's not going to be based on just oils. So in this Canva, you're going to see we've given them 3 months recommendations of what they can order. And then at the end of that slide, it's going to say, but you can start the way you want to start. So we can still make bundles for people, but this just gets the conversation going of why we want to remove toxins from the homes. Because what we're finding too is that people are signing up and then dropping off. We don't want that. We really want to change people's lives here, right? We want them to understand why the lifestyle in a way that's so simple. And I forget who said it, if it was Lisa or Ange, but people don't have the attention spans like they once did. And so we're going to share this with you. Again, feel free to make it your own, copy and paste it into your Canva. I am not a graphics designer by any stretch of the imagination. And this is like very new. So there is definitely room for improvement. If you're like, hey, Gloria, I see this gap, or I feel like this needs to be changed or worded, please let me know. I am so open for constructive criticism, and I will happily take your feedback. Okay, we're going to share it now. I think I said everything that needed to be said.
Better to throw it up on the screen, and then we'll just make sure it's working. I don't know about you guys, but I kind of scrolled through to see what was on here. I think there are a couple people on here who I don't know. So I'm Angela. I started with Young Living 5 years ago. Took me, can you guys still hear me? Because I can't see anything anymore.
Yes, we can.
Just this. Okay, cool. Thanks, Sunshine. I started 5 years ago in February, and then it took me 6 months of using the product to really feel comfortable sharing. And I think when I started to share, there was a very duplicable, so that repetition, that consistency, a very duplicable system. I am not a super enroller for like, I think in my whole journey right now, I've enrolled more, but people that are still on ER, I think I have 16 personal enrollments right now. And we have like a 1,200 like member team. So for me, what I did really well was duplicate. That's what I was able to do. And thankful for my upline who taught me a very simple system that I could just take and show new members how to do it, and then new members how to do it. That was the secret sauce for my success. So when the world kind of went crazy and weird and we lost our duplicable system, I don't know about you guys, but I felt really super lost, right? The only person I can see on the screen is Sunshine. I think she actually thrived and did really, really well in that, in the situation, but I felt lost. I felt like there was a system that was really successful that we no longer had, and kind of been floundering, sharing what I like, why I love the products and stuff on my Instagram and Facebook, but not having a system to give to a new member to teach them how to share. And so when Gloria was like, hey, I had this like idea of doing this, I was like, oh my God, it's the listing link. Thank you. So there are other companies that are, yes, Ange, not in my head. Thank you for letting me know, Nikki. That's awesome. I can read the messages. I just can't see people. But also there are other companies that have products that aren't as good as ours, that have communities that aren't as amazing as ours. And people are going there because they have duplicable systems. And so we were thinking, we're like, that has to be an easy fix. Like that can't be the one thing that sinks the ship. So Gloria and Lisa came up with these systems. And I think it's really kind of funny that I'm teaching this because this is my first time. So you guys are going to get to see me do something again that I did in the beginning, just take the information from my upline and teach it so that it can be duplicated into the system. Okay, so this is my first time. I am nervous and sweating. So when you go and do it for your first time, you guys will have an experience from somebody else as a gold leader who is just learning brand new all over again. Same thing. Okay, we're all in the same boat. All right, Glo, click the button. Here we go. Okay, so what to expect. Learn about why some ingredients can be harmful, okay? So we know from our experience why ingredients are harmful. But that doesn't mean that when I started 5 years ago that I understood anything about fragrance. the word fragrance, like if it's on a container or on a product you're going to purchase, it is very, very, very harmful to our bodies. So these are just key points that we can teach about. So discuss some simple strategies to begin to detoxify your home. We all know what that is. That doesn't mean a new member is going to know what that is, but that means we can start to bring up the thieves and teach that. See why reducing harmful ingredients is important, right? Gloria, you can jump in here with me anytime. This is my first time. So endocrine disruptors. I think this is a really important thing to talk about as well. I know on our team YouTube page and our team Facebook page, there is a video of Amy talking about endocrine disruptors. I believe that's the one. Carcinogens, all those different things. We need to educate people on why that is important for them to get out of. I know Lauren Lewis as well. She has incredible information on this. All right. So why it matters. We need to give some truth bombs on how it affects our body. And we need to, like, when you're brand new, it's uncomfortable being confident in this information. So when you have a new member, giving them the links and the tools to educate themselves so that they can turn and duplicate the confidence as well. It's not just about reiterating information. It's also giving your new members the tools so that they can become very confident in what they're talking about. Because when they're confident, the response from their new people that they're sharing with is going to feel different for them. And that energy and that confidence will also duplicate into the new members that are coming in. And that's also very important. Okay, body burden. I don't know if it's on this one, Glow. Maybe it's at the end I saw, but it's the fish tank, right? Body burden is a really big thing. I remember when I first started, I was talking about the toothpaste and people would be like, oh, but it's just a little bit. It's a little bit. It's about educating people how a little bit fills the cup until the cup overflows, right? We can't just take the fish out of the fish tank. We need to like clean the bowl. That is super important. Okay, endocrine system. This one's really good. Our endocrine system is our hormonal foundation, right? Our endocrine system is what runs our hormones. Our hormones are the foundation of our entire body and all of our health. So it is super, super important that when you are educating about this, when people are asking you about the endocrine system, again, go and make sure that you really have watched some videos yourself as somebody who is wanting to share the business. I think it's important that we are self-led in knowing that why we're sharing this. Our endocrine system is super, super important for everything. So we really need to share the impact of why getting in toxin-free products is important for other people to share so that, again, it can be duplicated with confidence. The Dirty Dozen are the top dangerous chemicals. That's a very easy one. The Dirty Dozen, again, just talking about this, really easy thing for our members to read through here. All of these slides are so beautiful, Gloria. I absolutely love them. Really simple. And it gives just the 12. And then that leads to open conversation about why we need to get these out. Dirty Dozen. Ugh, I'm so glad we don't have to have that in our homes anymore. But what can I do, right? Stink, no longer on Netflix. Yes, but there is maybe Tamara, can you drop that where they can find the Stink? It's something you can buy once and save to your computer to share, I believe. But Tamara, maybe she can type that in there. I know she has the access to that information. So become aware, right? Available on Vimeo. Thank you. Like these slides explain everything. I absolutely love it. So when you make your video about this, you're not going to be talking in your video how I am today. I'm just trying to like elaborate on the presentation that Glo's put together. Most importantly, you can buy it on YouTube as well. So give yourself so much grace, right? So I think it's really when we are sharing this with our new members and helping them duplicate, we don't want to shame people. We don't want to make them feel bad that they haven't switched out the hand soap in their bathroom yet, or that they haven't switched their laundry soap yet, or done anything like that, because we want them to know that they are supported, not shamed for what they didn't know yet, and really just supporting them throughout their journey of swapping out products and congratulating them for doing it. And everybody's going to do it. Well, I mean, there is a system that we can do, but everybody's going to generally do it a little bit differently for what suits them. So yeah, so why Young Living? Oh, I love this. This is good. This is my jam. So what do you have here, Glow? While our expanding line of 600 products, why Young Living? Oh my gosh, yes. Is everybody else kind of reading this? I mean, there's so many things about why Young Living. Why don't we all just type something in the chat right now about why you picked Young Living? Just one thing, if you're up for it, why Young Living? And then anybody that is kind of newer on here and doesn't really maybe have something to share or is unaware of what to look at with Young Living, like why Young Living, this is a ground that they can take and they can just look at through this chat and be like, hey, I'm going to go look at what Seed to Seal is, Nature Red, all these different things and why that's important to some of these leaders. I think that would be really helpful for confidence in sharing. Yeah, Seed to Seal, Glow's got all these. Keep going, girl. The foundation, oh my gosh, that is one of my absolute favorites. The foundation is incredible. Our little girl, I'll show you guys right here. This is the little girl that we sponsor, Zamre, and she's just a couple months older than Braylon, and they like dancing, they like playing actually a lot of the same sports, all of the same things. So it's really cool to share with Braylon that we are sponsoring another little girl to go to school and build that relationship and that understanding with my own children about how much of an impact we as individuals can have in the world. Essential rewards. So I have a thing there. Somebody wrote something about growing organically. Look up the difference between organic and Seed to Seal. There is actually a really significant difference in that. Essential rewards, I mean, yes, people might not start on essential rewards, but essential rewards is such an impactful system. I mean, the points, the credits, everything that you get back, the free product. I always feel like I'm ripping people off when they're not on essential rewards. And I think a lot of people need to understand is that even if they do sign up on essential rewards, it doesn't cost them anything to come off of it. So I always encourage them to go on it. And then if they decide they don't want to be on it, you just take them off. It's not like, it's not a scary thing. So wondering where to start. Oh, that's a really pretty graphic. I like that picture in the background. Very nice. Where to start? We can all read that. I'm going to get so close to the camera. You guys are going to sit my nose. Yes, Desert Mist. So perfect. That is month 3. Cool. Gloria, if you go back, can you go back? So what was your month 1? You had Thieves as month 1. I just want to see that. Okay. Month 2 is Oils Kit. Cool.
And just so everyone knows, that's why I put our recommendation. It's not to say that people have to start. It just takes all the guesswork out. And thank you, Lisa, for the Thieves image, because I totally stole that from you. And just so everyone knows as well, every single thing that you are rating, like I would say 98%, is all stuff that I have got off of the Young Living website itself, through member resources, through Young Living University. So everything's compliant. This is not like me creating all this information. It's information that is out there. So that is something that was really important to me too. I wanted to make sure everything was super compliant because that's important when we're sharing and teaching new members as well. Okay, I'll mute again.
So I have a question for you. When we do these, like when we're teaching about or bringing up the slides, we're sending these slides to new members. And then it says like things about the endocrine system. What would you recommend when somebody comes back and be like, and is like, well, why do we care so much about the endocrine system? What kind of resource do we provide to them then?
Yeah, that is a good question. So with the endocrine system, that's why, like, I'll go back. Don't mind me. So I kind of put like why we want to avoid the endocrine disruptors, but I can definitely put links in my recommendations from like where I got this information from. Also, I mean, it also just takes one quick Google search to find out about it as well, but we can definitely add some links at the end. as well, because we want it to be.
There we go. Endocrine Disruption Society. Thanks.
Oh, perfect.
Perfect. Yeah, let's get those links put in, because I'm just trying to like feed through this as a new person who's seen this and wants to duplicate it. I think that's the beauty of me doing this right now, because this is my question. Somebody comes to me and is like, why the endocrine system? I want a link to just be able to send them and be like, hey, look at this, check this out, right?
Yes,
So
somebody
that's awesome.
copy that link and we'll put it at the end as well. And I'll also put a link to Dirty Dozen and stuff like that as well.
Yeah. So what I'm going to do personally is just keep all of these links in my notes section in my phone. I have special links just saved, and I'm going to put these links in and have it with my Canva link, and then I can just send it all together and everything's kept in one spot.
And also, just another thing, everybody that is watching this or watching the replay, if you're doing a class for moms, like feel free to make like a mom and baby bundle, and you can like put a picture of that. If that's something that you're doing, like you can change it. And you can also add, if you have my YL, you could add a link to each bundle as well on each slide in your stories, so that there's like an easy access point, is another thing that you can play with as well.
Awesome. So transfer buying, just again, this is going to open the conversation for transfer buying and why it's important and how we do it for them. I love that one. I think the biggest thing that I hear from people is, oh, but it's really expensive. So showing them the breakdowns of what it costs. Jen and I had a really great breakdown graphic in our Diamond Dynamics presentation. I will grab that and send it out to
also
people.
just like to add here, so the things I no longer buy from the store, if anybody has this graphic without the pink background and you want to shoot that to me, I would super appreciate it. I could not find one, and the pink really just like gets to me on this graph. So if you do have a graphic of that without the pink background, I would super appreciate it. Thanks.
Okay, awesome. This is so cool. Okay, next one. Oh yeah, here's the fishbowl one. So how would you treat a sick fish, right? And it just gives that analogy of like cleaning the fish tank. We need to cleanse our bodies. People are like, oh, I'm gonna go on a cleanse, and they're thinking just like nutrition cleanse, but as well, we need to cleanse like our endocrine system and all of those too. And we know that now that we've been in this for a long time, but a lot of new people, like when I started, I didn't understand that concept. All right. Yes, empowering members. I think the empowerment part to me is really setting people up for success. Really being able to be like, here's the information, here's a quick access link, and here's how you're going to duplicate this, and building that confidence in them right from the beginning that this is easy to replicate and share for them as well. All right, are you going to open the other one up? Cool. Oh, she's going all the way back. Business. This is my favorite part. Everyone loves, lots of people have like, products are my favorite. The business is the thing that changed my life the most, that had the most impact in my life. So I freaking love sharing about the business. All right. In the beginning, it was like that extra $300 paycheck that completely changed my life. But now it's the impact of choice, freedom of choice, with so many different avenues I want to have in my life. So welcome to the community. This is awesome. Our community is hands down the freaking best. Like, the support and the love that we have for each other is incredible. And when we're allowed to do retreats again, I am so excited. Okay, that looks beautiful. Faith is taking the first step when you don't see the whole staircase. Who else feels like that right now? Like we're just kind of starting to take the first steps again. Yeah. Okay. So step one, beautiful, Gloria. This looks so good. Awesome. I can't really read it because it's so small, but the business is all about duplication. Yes. So we talked about this. And like I said before, duplication is key. Creating, so there's duplication in getting your members to share the product, but then you need to duplicate what our leaders have done and build new leaders. Okay. So giving them the tools, giving them the confidence, and seeing what their like genius circle is, like where they thrive and how they can show up. What Lisa does, what Glow does, what Jen does, what I do, what Marie Soleil does, Michelle, Laurence, we, like all of us, Tamara, we all do something so differently, and it is our own genius. And when we can zone in on what that person is really, really good at and build another leader, that's where the duplication of a whole new system comes in. And it's just, I just love it. So how can we share simply? Awesome. Yeah, never fire hose anybody. So I've totally done that. So don't feel guilty if you do it. Live it, share it. Yeah, we really want people to live it. And I think Jolene said to me once, she's like, the best way to start new leaders is to get them paid. So one of the things you want people to do is have that confidence. So having this new Canva presentation to set out, a new video that you create that like builds that one-on-one, giving them the access links to be able to get the confidence in why we're doing this, and then building new leaders is just, it's a beautiful duplicable system. All right, structure basics. So I think Gloria's talked to them too, but I've been talking to Alexa and Jordan, and they're sending out they're creating a new compensation plan training, and that's going to be coming out pretty soon. I think they said it's their number one priority right now. And then we will get some new compensation plan, new structure basics information with everything that's changed. And I don't know about you guys, but I'm really excited for that, because I personally don't feel super confident in teaching it right now, which is not helping me with leading my team. Like I feel like I'm kind of floundering. So they're going to get that put together for us, and then we'll be able to take it and just duplicate it into the teams. Getting paid. I love getting paid. It feels so good. And I love that part of my paycheck. It also sponsors a little girl, or can help families in our community. Like it's just such a great system. Essential rewards. Yes, that to me is a non-negotiable in my life, but you guys can teach on how to talk about that. Okay. It's the best way for, yeah. I love that Sunshine's translating things in French here. So personal development and action. I think if you are going to be a leader or somebody that influences your team, you need to really, really do personal development and invest in yourself. Okay. There's absolutely nothing wrong with investing in yourself. Investing in your money mindset, investing in your confidence, investing in your forgiveness, investing in just all different parts that create a really, really great influential leader. I have spent thousands and thousands and thousands. Gloria has also, I know Lisa's just got a new coaching system set up for herself. If you want, you have to invest in yourself. Like if you want to be healthy, mind, body, and soul, you need to invest in mind, body, and soul and not feel guilty about it. It's like, we are cheering you on to do that. Yes. Yes, Miranda. Income producing activities. Okay, this is awesome. And then Lisa was talking about, she's going to have a 5 IPAs. I was just writing down notes that she was talking about to send out to new members. So income producing activities on how to also get started. Like here's your 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go do this. Income producing activities is really, really important in making this and leveraging your time freedom, not having this take away from your time freedom. We're working for the opposite, right? So in the beginning, you're going to learn, it might take up more time, but once you figure out what those IPAs are and what are so income producing activities and what's required of you to build more leaders, have a more duplicatable, you know what I'm trying to say, system, then it all comes together and you will start to get your time freedom back. Awesome. Share your goals. Yes, so many goals. Encourage your members in the same way. So Laurence did a really good retreat this summer as well, or it was full time in Vancouver. And I really, really, really liked and was super impressed by the community that you guys have within that organization and how the discussion of goal setting and stuff went. I have a system that I've talked about it before. Gloria has the vision mapping. I think Tamara has a really great way of doing it that I've seen before too. And Lolo also kind of have their own tweaked system. So if you're looking at something that you want to do and you're not sure where to go, there's a couple different options there. What else do we have? Resources. Yeah. So Align and Rise Facebook group, Align and Rise Instagram. That one we just created recently because a lot of our new members are coming off of Instagram, and then to plug them into a different platform doesn't always translate. So I've been in there and just really working on getting more resources in there, keeping it very clean and very simple. I don't want it to be a place of like huge overwhelm of all these old posts, and people feel like they're so far behind because there's like 200 posts and they don't have time to read that. So I'm keeping it very, very clean and very concise. And here's what you need to do to learn. This will be in here for sure. Okay.
And also just to add, so this is just another example where you would put your own Facebook group or your own Instagram.
Yeah.
Like, please feel free to change the information. It does not have to have our group on there by any means. Yeah, so those are the slides, you guys, and we can just start putting them up in our stories. Again, feel free to make them your own. Thank you, Ange, you rocked it.
Oh, that was the first time. But if I can do that the first time, then I hope other people feel like they can go ahead and share it for a first time too. I just want to see, guys, where those links are in the conversation. Why can't I? Oh, chat 10. Cool.
Ange, I can also save the chat. So I can save.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Yeah. Can you save that, please? Thanks.
Yes, I can. All right, everybody. Thank you so much.
Amazing, Ange. Thank you for going through that. That is so, so good. I just posted the 5 IPAs in the event, and I'll post everything onto Diamonds Rising so you guys can all see the project broadcast and walk through it and feel confident what your members are going to be getting. So thank you for all joining in here. I hope you guys are excited, and let's get our calendars booked. Repetition. Love you all.